Okay, so the first one we're doing is a rectangular prism. I highlighted my two bases. Heights are the ones that connect the two. I actually started this one. I have volume equals length times width times height. I plugged in the numbers that I have. Doesn't really matter which ones go where in this one. And I have volume equals, so I just have to multiply them across, and I get 3,672 centimeters cubed. Make sure you're doing centimeters cubed since we're working with volume. Next one I'm going to is number 4. So what I want you to do is just point out what kind of bases it has. So in this case, it is a triangular prism. And then it's connected by the height. So we need to go into what's its volume. Well, volume is big B times H. Big B is the area of the base. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to say, okay, big B equals 1/2 base times height. That's just the normal formula for area of a triangle. So I look, okay, this is my triangle in here. I'm going to redraw it. So I'm going to redraw it over here. And point out everything that it has in it. So this length is 7.3. This length here would be the same up here, so it's 12. This length is the same as up here, so it's 10. This length is just 9. So I look at that, and I think base and height, they have to meet at a 90-degree angle. So this is its height, that would make this its base. So I have big B equals 1/2. 7.3 times 12. Big B equals 200, nope, I lied, 43.8, sorry about that. So I have 43.8 is my big B. I'm going to plug that back into my volume formula. So I have volume equals big B times H. Volume equals 43.8 times, and in this case, height is the length that connects it, so here it's 5. Okay, so when I multiply those, I get 219, and that's going to be feet cubed. Okay, moving on. I'm going to look at number 8. The thing about number 8 is you got to figure out what it is first. So I'm going to highlight here, here. You're trying to find those sides that are parallel, and in this case, it's the trapezoids. So this is the trapezoidal prism. That was actually the answer to one of your test questions. Okay, so starting with what we have here, I'm going to redraw this prism out. So here we go. Okay, so I'm drawing out this prism. I'm going, okay, what's this length up here? Okay, that's 30.6. The length over here is 25. Length over here is 39.4. And we don't actually have this length. We do have that this is a right angle, and that's pretty much all we know right now. So I go into, this is a trapezoid. I need to find the volume, which has big B, which means the area of a trapezoid, which is 1/2 height, base 1 plus base 2. Big B equals 1/2. I need the height, so that's the one with the right angle. So if we're going with this as the height, nope, doesn't work. Reason why is in trapezoid, it has to be the one that's connecting the two sides that are parallel. Well, these are the two sides that are parallel. So these are my two bases. I need this length. So let's put an X there for right now. At least I know my two bases. So let me plug in those real quick. 25 plus 39.4, and I'm gonna come back for the height. So I need to find here. So what you want to do is think of, okay, how could I find this? Let's make a dotted line here. This is just a rectangle with a right angle here. Okay, this length would also be x then. That's 30.6. We need to find this little length. So if the whole thing here is 39.4 and this part in here is 25, we want the extra little part. So what I'm going to do is subtract those. I get 39.4 minus 25, and then you just put that in your calculator. Here you're going to get 14.4, or in your head, honestly, 14.4. Okay, so I'm going to focus in on that little triangle. I'm going to redraw it again just because it makes it easier for me personally. I have 14.4, I have 30.6, and I have x. What do I do there? Pythagorean theorem. That's my c squared, so I get 30.6 squared equals x squared plus 14.4 squared. I'm going to do this quickly. I have 936.36 equals x squared plus 207.36. Subtract the 207. You get 729 equals x squared, square root. You get x equals 27. So that is this length, which also happens to be my height. So we're going to just multiply those out. I get big B equals 1/2 times 27 times 64.4. Multiply it again. You get big B equals 869.4. Almost done. Last thing we have to do is plug it in for volume. So I'm gonna go, okay, volume equals big B times H. Volume equals 869.4 times the height, which is the length connecting these. So in this case, it's 35. Volume equals 30,429 centimeters cubed. Nice answer there. Number 9. Okay, we use the formula. This, if you look, the base here would be 2 circles. So that is just another one that is big B times H. Actually, all of them are in this section. So I'm going to plug it in. The reason why is it's never not going to be a circle, whereas the other ones we did a triangular prism and then we did a trapezoidal prism. So we're going to plug it in. Volume equals pi. Radius here is 18 squared times 15, which is your height. Volume equals pi times 324 times 15. Volume equals 4,860 pi, so I just multiplied those two. Inches cubed. Volume equals 15,268.14 inches cubed. So those are my answers there. Next one we have is number 11. This one is one of the word problems. So what we have is it says a cylinder with a 2 centimeter diameter. So this whole thing is 2 centimeters. So if you think the radius here is just going to be 1. Okay, is drilled through the triangular prism shown to the left. Find the volume of the prism. So what we want to do is find the whole volume, which would be the triangular prism, and then subtract off what we don't have, which is the cylinder in the middle. So let's focus real quick on this triangular prism first. Okay. So this is the triangular prism. Sorry about that. So my formula for the triangular prism is volume equals big B times H. First we have to find big B. If it's a triangle, it's going to be 1/2 base times height. So we have big B equals 1/2. Okay, so do we have a base or a height? Well, I'm not really seeing a right triangle or a right angle anywhere, so let's just draw this out. I have 7.1 is the bottom. I have 5 on each side. Let me draw altitude here. Okay, so I need to find this length. We'll call it X. I'm going to focus in on this triangle for right now. 1/2 7.1. Reason why, we have an isosceles, we can do that. So 1/2 7.1, we get 3.55. That's the length over here. I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. So I have 5 squared equals x squared plus 3.55 squared. And then I'm just going to solve this real quick. Equals x squared plus 12.6025. I'm not actually sure why I kept so many decimals. I was thinking it was potentially... Actually, I don't really know why I kept a lot of decimals when I was doing this the first time, but we're going with it. X equals 12.3975, and I square root each side. I get x equals 3.52. So that's actually what we want to know. So that is going to be that length, 3.52. Okay, so let's go back into here. In my triangle, base, the whole base, 7.1. The height is 3.52. And we're just going to multiply. Big B gives me 12.5. And I want to find volume. So volume is equal to big B times H. So here, okay, volume equals, my big B is 12.5, my H. So I got to find my height of the triangular prism, which is the length connecting the two triangles. Doesn't have it there, doesn't have it there, but it has 14 there. So we're good. 14, volume equals this. Okay, so what do we get when we multiply those two? We get 175. That's centimeters cubed there. So we got our first part. Mind you, it's not the answer, but it's something that we need. Next thing we're going to do is focus on the cylinder in there. So the cylinder... Oh, what a beautiful drawing. Sorry about that. Okay, cylinder with a radius of 1 and a height of 14. So I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to say volume equals big B times H. Volume is equal to, because this is a circle, it's pi r squared times H. I could split it into two. I'm just not. This one's doesn't really take that long. Pi, radius is 1. You know 1 squared is not really going to make a difference here when you multiply it. So I get volume equals, here I get 14 pi, which happens to be 43.98 centimeters cubed. That's my second answer that I kind of need for right now. Reason why I didn't really care too much about the pi one is because I know this is a number. I know we're going to be subtracting. Not really caring too much about it in terms of pi. That usually happens in your word problems in a lot of these. Okay, so we have the whole thing, which is this. We have the inside part that we want to take away is this. So let's just find the volume by subtracting. Volume equals 175 minus 43.98 volume equals 131.02 centimeters cubed. Final answer. Last one that I have. It says a diagram of Eric's pool is shown on the left. He plans to fill his pool to a depth of 4 feet. So I'm just going to draw that. He's going to fill it to 4 feet with a garden hose that has a 80 feet cubed per hour flow rate. So the flow rate is equal to 80 feet cubed per 1 hour. Sound good? It says, how many hours will it take to fill the pool? I look at my picture. Okay. We're given a diameter. Let's find the radius. I'm just going to chop 27 in half to get 13.5. I'm kind of disregarding the 4.5 as of right now. I only want 4 feet of it. So I'm going to go into my formula. I'm going to say volume equals big B times H, and it's a cylinder. So in this case, volume equals, pi r squared H. Okay. Volume equals pi. My radius here is 13.5 squared times H, which is 4. Okay. We're going to square 13.5. I get pi times 182.25 times 4. Multiply. Volume equals 729 pi. Volume equals 2,290.22 feet cubed, which works. That's at least how much volume we have filled. But the thing is, they don't want to know how much volume we have with this pool filled. They want to know how many hours. So I look at the flow rate. This is the volume that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a proportion. I'm going to say, okay, I have an 80 feet cubed per 1 hour flow rate. I have this as my feet cubed, so I'm going to put it with the feet cubed. And here would represent how many hours. I don't know how many hours, that's what I'm trying to find. So proportions, we cross multiply. So I have 2,290.22 equals 80x. This just gives you a quick idea. At the end, you knew you were either going to be like multiplying or dividing. This just makes sure that you're doing the correct one. So we ended up dividing these, and we got 28.63, and that's going to represent hours. And that's it.